You know the vibe. You're scrolling through your feed, and there it is again. The laptop on a pristine beach, the coffee from some exotic cafe, the picture-perfect life of the modern entrepreneur. It's an incredibly powerful, really seductive image, isn't it? Well, today we're going to peel back that filter and take a hard look at the story behind the story. Let's dive in.
And it always starts with something like this, right? The promise isn't just about making money, it's about making it effortlessly. This idea that you can pull in more than most people make in a week with just a couple hours of tapping on your phone. It's a fantasy that's designed to feel just within your grasp.
And the barrier to entry? Oh, don't worry about that. Apparently, it doesn't exist. You don't need years of experience. You don't need any special skills. Nope. All you need is the desire to escape. This message is key because it makes the dream feel totally accessible to everyone. And here it is, the core of the entire pitch. Your traditional 9-to-5 job isn't just a job, it's a trap. It's a soul-crushing, pointless race that you're losing every single day. But they found the secret exit, and if you're not careful, you're going to be left behind. It creates this intense feeling of FOMO. So, what is the actual reality behind this beautiful online dream? All right, so let's pull back the curtain for real. Let's look at what the actual data says about this supposedly ideal lifestyle. Because the numbers, well, they paint a very, very different picture from the one we see in our feeds.
This is the dream they're selling, right? This idea that success means working a tiny fraction of your day. The rest of your time is for travel, for personal growth, for living your best life. It's presented as the new normal for anyone who's smart enough to become an entrepreneur. But this is where the dream just collides head-on with reality. This is data from NCAA, France's National Statistics Agency, and it is a massive wake-up call. So your average salaried employee in France, they're making around 2,500 euros a month. Okay, but the average for a so-called micro-entrepreneur, it plummets to just 630. And get this, the median income means that half of these entrepreneurs are earning less than 320 euros a month. That is not laptop on the beach money. That's barely survival money. And it's not just about the low pay, it's also about the sky-high risk. This chart shows that a staggering 41% of these new businesses are gone, failed, or inactive after just 3 years. So while you're seeing people brag about a 2-hour workday, the reality for almost half of them is that their business won't even exist in a few years.
And all of this leads to the one thing that nobody ever talks about in those glossy social media posts: the hidden cost. We're not just talking about financial risk. Study after study confirms that self-employed people report way higher levels of psychological distress. And it makes sense, right? The pressure is all on you. The financial instability is a constant weight. The isolation can be just crushing. It's a perfect storm for stress and burnout.
Okay, so numbers are one thing, but sometimes a personal story can make it all hit home in a much more powerful way. So let's put a human face on this data. So, meet Christine Wilson. And I mean, if anyone was the poster child for this lifestyle, it was her. She literally wrote the book on being a digital nomad. Her social media was this endless highlight reel of amazing places, from Mexico to Japan, all while she was supposedly running a successful business. She was the absolute embodiment of the dream.
And then, earlier this year, she uploaded a video that just sent shockwaves through her community. The title said everything. The one person who represented the very peak of the digital nomad dream was announcing that she was giving it all up.
And in that video, we see why. This is where the perfect picture just completely falls apart. Christine tearfully explained the truth behind all those beautiful photos. The constant moving made it impossible to build real, lasting friendships, which led to this profound, overwhelming loneliness. And the endless grind of logistics, visas, apartments, flights, left her completely mentally and physically exhausted. Her story really pulls back the curtain on a dirty little secret of the digital nomad scene. A lot of people aren't living in places like Bali or Thailand because they're rich. They're there because the cost of living is so low they can actually afford to survive on a tiny income while they struggle to get their business going. It's not a victory lap. For many, it's a survival strategy. So you've got to ask yourself, right? If the financial reality is so grim and the emotional toll is so high, why is this dream more powerful and more popular than ever? Well, the answer is that it's become more than just a job. It has become an identity. The entire online entrepreneurship industry is built on this one simple idea, framing the stable, normal, salary job as a prison. You're not an employee. You're a rat in a wheel, endlessly running towards nothing.
This creates this powerful us versus them mindset. And that pressure, that constant messaging that you need to escape and get the entrepreneur label, it leads to this really bizarre and fascinating online phenomenon. What happens when the idea of being an entrepreneur is more attractive than the hard work of doing it? Well, you get the rise of the brokepreneur. These are the people who have the title down pat, CEO in their bio, always talking about the hustle, but there's no actual profitable business behind it. The social status that comes with the label of entrepreneur has become more valuable than actually building something real.
And this obsession with just projecting a successful identity, sometimes it can go to some really dark and dangerous places. Let's take a look at the story of one luxury watch dealer who built his entire world on this principle. Anthony Farr's story is like something out of a movie. Step 1. You flaunt this insane luxury lifestyle on social media to get everyone's attention. Step 2. You sell online courses teaching them your secrets to success. But behind the scenes, Step 3. You're secretly racking up $5 million in debt to pay for the whole facade. And Step 4. The whole house of cards collapses and the FBI is knocking on your door. It's a wild, cautionary tale about what happens when the image is all that matters. Okay, so what's the big takeaway from all of this? Is the point that entrepreneurship is bad and everyone should just stay in a safe office job? No, absolutely not. The real goal is to move beyond these simplistic black and white narratives and figure out what's actually right for you. Look, the truth is, both paths have massive pros and some pretty serious cons. A salary job can give you stability, a team, a predictable life. Entrepreneurship can give you total freedom, autonomy, and unlimited potential. But each one comes with a flip side that the online gurus just love to ignore. There is no one-size-fits-all answer. All that pressure you feel online, it's just noise. It's a story that someone else is selling you, claiming they have the one true secret to happiness. But real, genuine fulfillment doesn't come from chasing a trend. It comes from being brutally honest with yourself about what you actually want out of life and what you're willing to trade to get it. And at the end of the day, that's really all that matters. You need to forget the online gurus, forget the perfect highlight reels, and forget the pressure to have a certain job title in your bio. The most courageous and honestly the smartest career move you can ever make is to just tune out all that noise and finally listen to yourself. So yeah, there is no single recipe for a fulfilling career that works for everybody. The real question, the one that's actually worth answering, is what are the ingredients for yours?